Will Nigeria ever learn from Nsukka's scenario? They can never learn because they are janjaweed. They are foolish in their reasoning. If Nigerian army have the capacity to reason, they would have learned a lot from their encounter with the Eastern Security Network in Nsukka. You can never fathom the level of work the Eastern Security Network did in that Nsukka within 2 days, within 48 hours. In Nkerefi, Uzuwane, and other places in that Nsukka. Something happened. A saboteur revealed one of the camps of Eastern Security Network in that Enugu, and that Nsukka. But luckily to the intelligence of the Eastern Security Network, they got to know on time. They got to know prior to the deployment of soldiers and immediately evacuated all their things and relocated to another place. If not, it would have been a very big doom to us. I must tell you, the Enugu Eastern Security Network are very formidable. And I have a short clip here from the voice of our leader, NNAMDI KANU, because he made mention of that when he was hosted yesterday night during the USA Women, fundraising for Eastern Security Network. Before then, he had made a series of Facebook posts and tweets yesterday as the operation was going on. And I quote him, "Like I've told the zoo, I will always entice the zombie army. And when our gallant Eastern Security Network have dealt and finished them all, the remaining ones, if there is any, will have no home to go to, because by then, their homes would have been taken over by the terrorists they created themselves." Even Simon Ekpa made reference to the exploit of the Eastern Security Network in Enugu, of which I made a video about that yesterday, where Simon Ekpa said that it's not up to us to start rejoicing, but it's up to them to count their own dead bodies. So, even though our leader did not categorically say this is how many soldiers that Nigeria lost, but we know from informal reports that they lost at least 28 soldiers. That does not include about 19 or more Fulani terrorists that they had killed before the Nigerian army arrived. It will interest you to know that our leader said that the Eastern Security Network actually used 48 hours to do all their work, as you're going to hear from the clip.
And mind you, this is not the whole video of the USA Women fundraising for ESN yesterday. I just extracted this welcome speech from our leader. So just take notes of that.
Please do well to subscribe to our channel. Our leaders stressed the fact that we should continue to pray for the Eastern Security Network and also pray for our leader. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. May Elohim bless and promote you. In Jesus' name. We shall get there.
Ohamadike one of Biafra land. Ofuonya na si una biana. Osisi gupia zuanya. One with God is majority as always. Ohamadike, you have brought back the dignity of the Igbo man, the Igbo woman, the Biafran nation. We know that it has not been easy. It shows on your mustache that has grown so gray, so white. But guess what? Success is in the process, not in the end. And you have done so marvelously well that millions and millions of prayers are said on your head every blessed day from all angles of the universe. Because we know that the load you are carrying is beyond any human being. You need all the grace of God to do it. And we thank God that you understand perfectly well that you are carrying out a mission set by God. Keep it up. We are backing you 247 under rain, under sun. We are backing you. Just like the hand of Moses was held up in the desert, we are going to continue to hold up your spirit until we achieve this indomitable task, because it is not an easy task. But God cannot give us a responsibility that will be above us, because His grace is always sufficient for us. And we thank God that you perfectly understand it. Be assured of our support, moral support, prayerful support, financial support, any encouragement that you will need. We are there for you. Because a burden shared is a burden lessened. We want to do as much as possible to lessen the burden you are carrying. It's not a matter of numbers, but no matter how few we are, be assured that we are spending the last we have and we can amass to support you, to make sure that we get to the promised land. You're welcome to the platform. Thank you. Unmute him. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you very much. Father, thank you very much. And all of you gathered. I've seen a lot of faces here, and I'm delighted and deeply touched how our people all over the world, especially our mothers in America, have been moving to try to sustain what we are doing on the ground. And also want to acknowledge the very stellar work that Simon is doing in order to ensure that our enemies will not have a field day in terms of throttling out their own narrative. We are in the midst of a very serious and bloody war, which we knew would happen at this particular time. My joy and happiness today is that we are confronting our enemies on all fronts. I don't want us to underestimate the depth of difficulties that we are facing. I don't want us to also underestimate how determined and resolute our enemies are, because we are basically on our own, fighting this very war. It is a war of attrition. Today, some of you may have heard that we are engaging our enemies in and around Nsukka, and we are going to continue engaging them until they leave our land. Wherever we find them, we will engage them. The reason why the attack succeeded in happening in Ebonyi State was because of the complicity of the state governor, Dave Umahi. Very sadly, all these people encouraging the Janjaweed to take over our farmlands and our forests. That over the years and months emboldened them to the point whereby they now felt they can attack us and get away with it. But they have not gotten away with it. We know where they are. And as I'm even right this very second, we're engaging them. There is no death that will happen or occur in our land that will not be avenged. Even the massacre that took place a few days ago in Aba, we are going to avenge all of them. And when I joined, there was something very interesting that I heard someone comment upon. Our people, not all of us are Igbo, Efik, Ibibio, Anang, just name it, not all of us. Some of us have questions. Can you hear me?
No, excuse me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we are hearing you. Go ahead. We are hearing you. Go ahead, Onyendu.
Anytime you hear anybody say anything negative, anytime you hear anybody cast aspersions against what we are doing, you know that that person is a worker of iniquity and of darkness. Why am I saying this? the Yoruba tried over the years to assuage and appease the Fulani Janjaweed. Today, there are Yoruba people in refugee camps in Benin Republic. Thanks to the work that ESN has been doing, even before now, our volunteer command, that is the reason why the Fulanis did not get any strong foothold in our land. We've been battling them in Ebonyi State and Enugu State for nearly 3.5 years. Nobody knew this. Until we launched ESN, nobody knew that we've been fighting. Therefore, anytime you come across people with a very jaundiced understanding of what is happening on the ground, you simply ignore them and move on. There will be idiots every blessed day. I have learned over the years to ignore them. It doesn't matter what they do. You just ignore them and continue with the very important work that we are doing. By way of expenditure, I have to tell you, because I must commend our women for the money that they have raised in the past and will continue to raise as we move forward. Between yesterday and today, we spent 18.6 million. Between yesterday and today. And as I explained during my last broadcast, any bullet you discharge or you dispense, those of you who are soldiers here understand what I'm saying, will never ever come back. That one is gone. The bullet lives and the shell falls on the ground, and that's it. For us to fight these people, we need bullets in the millions. And I challenge anybody here to go and make inquiries tomorrow, be it white market or black market, to try to get one tin. And you see how much it's costing on the ground. Very, very expensive. But I thank our people all over the world for the work they have been doing in sustaining this embryonic army. And we are not going to fail. It is not every day that we're going to have good news. Some days there will be bad news. It's understandable. We are fighting a war. We are fighting a war against the British, against very corrupt American interests. Some people at the Africa desk at the State Department, we are fighting against the Janjaweed, well-resourced, very powerful. We are fighting against Yoruba media. We are fighting against general apathy within the populace in the zoo. We are also fighting against some of our people who are, I don't know, should I say cursed. But we should not be deterred. We should not be phased. The God Almighty that we call upon and believe in all the time, if He's God, of course we are going to prevail. Because that's how we were raised from childhood. And we know there is God in heaven. And there is no way that that God can keep quiet now. And what happened in the past will happen again. It can never, ever happen again. Never. It can never reoccur. So we must redouble our efforts. And the reason why it's always good to speak the truth without fear is because even your enemies will come to recognize and respect you for it. I'll give you a simple example. I think I did a broadcast, was it yesterday morning, if I'm not mistaken. The US report on Lekki Tollgate came out about 5-6 days ago. Nobody had the courage. Everybody knew that there was corruption at the heart of that very report. Everybody knew that the USA got it wrong as a result of their should I say, their compromised position in the affairs of Nigeria. But nobody had the guts to say anything. Until after yesterday's program, I think after about 4 hours, everybody started coming out and saying that what America did was wrong. Femi Falana, even Amnesty themselves came out to say it. So that is why sometimes it is not good to be afraid. You must speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences. And that is why Elohim understands that our minds, our hearts are very clean. Our hands very clear. And that is why Biafra is going to come. The reason why this fundraising is important and why I'm gracing my presence is this. It is not going to stop. Every blessed day we are going to require funding to meet our obligations on the ground, which are numerous, plenty of them. And another assurance that I'm sure you all know this by now, every single dime contributed towards this very effort goes to the front line to support men who are fighting on the ground. Nobody has ever asked us, but how did you manage to get those weapons in to fight? Forget about what the zoo police are telling you every blessed day. We have men under arms to repel a contingent of Nigerian army, Nigerian police, Janjaweed, and Soka within a space of 48 hours. You don't do that lightly. That is the level of devotion and determination that those we have on the ground have towards defending our land. All we can do in the diaspora, or those of us in the diaspora, is to support and to help. If you don't want to help or to support what is going on the ground, then look at your Yoruba neighbors as an example. Maybe very soon we'll have refugee camps in Ambazonia, or maybe somewhere near the Adamawa part of Cameroon. Is that what we want? I'm sure that none of us wants any of these things, and that is why you must continue to give. You must continue to give. You must not be fatigued. My joy is that the USA has taken a preeminent position in terms of this very fundraising, because many years ago, Elohim said that is where this funding will come from. The bulk of it, Europe will help, no doubt. Asia will come in. Africa will try their best. But the bulk of the funding will come from USA. And that is the reason why I must say to each and every one of you, you must continue what you're doing, because in the end, we are going to win. Thank you very much.
I also wanted to know that in Nigeria, in Aso Rock, there have been series of meetings upon meetings that have been going on between the ruling presidency cabals, the harlot from UK, Katrina Lang, and their French representative. As you can see from the picture that I'm showing you right now. But you know what? Nigeria is dead. Nigeria is waiting to be lowered into 6 feet.
Britain is seeking the assistance of France to collaborate and see what they can do to redeem their business empire.
And they've realized the doom that NNAMDI KANU and IPOB portends for this damnable zoological republic, and that is why they've been making every frantic effort to see how to save it. But then, it's too late. They will try, they have been trying, but they will fail. Just like they have been failing, and just like they failed in Enugu. Do you now see Katrina Lang chairing the meeting? And if you look beyond her, you see France flag also there. So we have British and France flags there. That tells you what you need to know. The rest of the things you need to know.
Thank you greatly for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, drop your comments, and give us a like. Thank you and God bless you.